I am livid about the Epstein thing. I think that I have lots of theories, in my own head about what happened and what's happening. Going from there really was never a substantial list of like bad people's names, or at least if there was, the Israelis have it, and it wasn't kept around on a nightstand table at Jeffrey Epstein's house, and so therefore we don't have it. But Donald Trump was lying and saying that the Democrats have it, and I'm going to release it as a campaign thing. That's devil's advocate. That's if you love Donald Trump. Best case scenario, that he was lying during the campaign. I'm going to show you everything. They're all going down. This list, these dirty child molesters. I'm going to show you the nitty gritty. And then he gets in there and they're like, yeah, there is no list. Like we've just got a lot of like dirty videos and abuse evidence. Maybe that happened. But it seems very likely that he was implicated. And they're like, sir, you don't want us to show people this, do you? I mean, that's you. That's clearly you. Maybe that happened too. But that aside, if he hadn't done that, and I hate that, it does seem like he's getting a lot of wins lately. Like those, I don't know enough about international affairs to know if he really solved an African war or the Pakistani-Indian war. But he's waving the victory flag, and nobody's really disputing him outside of our media. And then I heard yesterday, putting sugar back in Coca-Cola. My God.
You know who says that's not true?
A high priority.
Coca-Cola. Well, they're liars. They're liars. They're from Atlanta. Confederate
I wouldn't be surprised if Trump never talked to Coca-Cola. Trump is like, Coca-Cola's putting real sugar back in. It's better. Trust me, you're going to love it. I wouldn't be surprised. I've said this before. If I catch a fish and I say it was 2 feet long, you in your head are thinking, well, and it's probably at least 18 inches, right? You know, what he says. Trump never went fishing. When Trump says he caught a 2-foot fish, that story was completely bullshit from the very beginning. He's like, I called Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom was like, he didn't actually call me. This conversation he's describing is just untrue. There was no call. And I wouldn't be surprised. Coca-Cola, who's now like, we have wholesome products and they're FDA compliant. That's their statement on it. And there's no change to the formula.
That is a funny, like a hilarious low stakes pivot though, to be like, Mr. President, people are furious that you're not releasing the pedophile documents that, now you're saying don't exist or are fraudulent, but you kind of ran on releasing. And he's like, don't worry about it. People won't even remember after this next announcement of Coca-Cola having real sugar in there. So many people on the right and the left are rightfully roasting this and being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So we are kind of a country controlled by criminal, blackmailed pedophiles and sex criminals, and it implicates so many people that you can't. Oh, well, the operation was obviously Mossad in Israel. And so it seems like they have the cards and the blackmail, but it's like, imagine if they have all the cards and everything, as many people theorize, all the experts, that it's a Mossad operation. Think of how many people it must compromise if Trump is willing to be like, including him potentially, willing to be like, oh, I'm going to sell the midterms down the river. I'm going to sell the party down the river, any winning chance, because the alternative of releasing this would destroy us.
What's before the topic shift? Did you see Newsom roast Trump on the Coca-Cola thing?
No.
Oh,
I didn't really follow the Coke thing. I just thought
Trump tweets out he got Coca-Cola to change the formula to use real cane sugar, and Gavin Newsom replies, "I'm totally distracted from the Epstein files now."
Oh yeah,
which was on the money.
What is the actual evidence that this was like a Mossad operation? Is there any?
It was ran by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
No, but like, are there documents or what?
Yeah, he was convicted of having ties to foreign intelligence operations in the early 2000s. And Ghislaine Maxwell is the daughter of Robert Maxwell, a key integral double agent spy who was involved in the creation of Israel.
And so there's no paper trail for Epstein's wealth. And it's enormous. Apparently, he owned the largest private residence in New York City at one point. He obviously owned his own island, all these jets and stuff. Where'd the money come from? No one knows. He claimed he's like a money manager or a money market expert. And it's just like, that's what people say when they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So number one, it's like, I feel like this is one of the most legendary Streisand effects of all time, in that, this could have ended last week. You know, there was something that came up about Epstein, and you know, it would have probably just died down in like a day or two. But the media asked him a question, and then the media asked Pam Bondi a question, and then he jumped in. And then that got people to tell that was weird. And then he did a Friday night post on Truth Social where he was like, why is everyone talking about this? And people are like, what the fuck? And then it's just, it seems like every step of the way. And then there's also these outside things too. Like the FBI stopped their investigation into Prince, is it Andrew?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yep.
So now he's just free to come into the United States without any scrutiny or whatever. And then also they fired Jim Comey's daughter, who was the prosecutor who prosecuted Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and P. Diddy. Like she just got fired 2 days ago. And then, so I don't know if you guys
Okay, well, hang on. Now that I didn't know it was P. Diddy as well. That may be why she got fired for losing the P. Diddy case. Because
that's plausible. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying like, it looks like when you put it, I'm not saying it's necessarily sinister. I'm just saying,
it looks bad. I agree.
Like,
I think it's sinister.
If it weren't the same person from the Diddy trial, that had been fired, that had done Ghislaine and Epstein, I'd have said it's clearly connected. But because of the Diddy failure too, it's like that's a fireable offense. I bet Marsha Clark lost her job when she lost OJ.
Like wait a month maybe before you do this. Like don't have it.
They don't care about appearances
right off like the rest of all the other.
That's amateur politics coming in. It makes sense to me and you to wait a month but to him he's like no, Band-Aid, all of it right now, and then flood and obfuscate with nonsense. Coca-Cola, sugar's in it now. Tell them let's go see the doctor. They've been asking about these bruises on my hand and my swollen ankles. Let's get that out there. Let's make that one of the news stories now. There'll be another thing today and tomorrow and the next day that are all like weird little news stories. Oh, we're gonna do a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House. Oh, I'm paving over the Rose Garden because concrete's nice.
Yeah,
I'm putting up the biggest flagpole in DC. Look at it. Look at these hardworking men. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's largely work. Like,
no, of course,
there's just no way to hide something this big, like without people getting mad.
Couple things we left out. One, Alexander Acosta. Right, Alexander Acosta is the guy that gave the sweetheart deal to Epstein, where he was convicted of being not just a pedophile, but running a giant pedophile ring. And he got basically like minimum security with labor release. So he only had to spend nights in the prison for 18 months for being this kind of pedophile. That is a sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
And it was given by Alexander Acosta, who after gave the sweetheart deal to
got a job
Epstein,
with Trump.
Became Trump's labor secretary. Yeah. Trump gave this guy a cabinet level position, seemingly as payment for making this Epstein thing.
It could be the people blackmailing him wanted him in position. And think about this, like who more than anyone does not want this released in full?
Israel.
The people who hold the blackmail. They don't want this coming out. They want it to remain a powerful threat hanging over the head of people that they control. And so like there would be an incentive for people to be like, oh, Donald, there's some troublesome stuff in here. You don't want to release it though, do you? It would hurt a lot of your enemies. It would hurt you too. Ooh, we could, there's a lot of things about you in here, Donnie.
And then the Trump story changing is the thing I didn't want to leave out either, right? At first, there was no list. There is nothing here. We released it already. There's no more. And then it's, well, okay, there's a lot more, but it was written by Barack Obama and Comey and every other boogeyman that I've ever talked shit about. And it's like, oh, really? Barack Obama wrote the Epstein files and now I'm not supposed to trust them? Fuck you, you lying cunt shit. Like you couldn't be less true. No one believes these transparent lies. And we'll see if it works.
Well, no
one thinks Trump supporters are stupider than Trump
because he will never. You can tell who's not responsible for it by who his administration and the powerful like grifters around it, who they throw out there as like potential culprits. They'll be like, oh, it's probably the mullahs and Iran. It's like, all right, check them off the list. It's clearly not them. It's probably Obama and Hillary Clinton. It's like, okay, doubt it. If it was them, you wouldn't have floated that. Yeah,
I think
it's fucking nonsense. And I hope this follows them.
I think it's one thing is like really obvious, which is that I don't think Trump fully appreciated just how salient the Epstein story is with MAGA. Like this is it's something that sort of like punctures through into the mainstream. So a lot of like normies that aren't really super partisan, even they're interested in Epstein stuff. But for like a lot of the MAGA stuff, I mean, this is already a group of people that I would say are like pretty conspiratorial about a lot of things, but the Epstein thing has been really top of mind relevant for them for years. And some of that is like, Pizzagate, QAnon adjacent stuff that's sort of like bled into the party a little bit. But he, the second he cut off that media person and got snippy with them, and he's like, "Why are you even asking me this?" And I was like, "Ooh, wait,
he looked bad.
He doesn't know. Like, he has no idea just how much these people talk about Epstein." And I think it's pretty clear that that's the case, because he just keeps posting about it. He keeps saying shit about
He's not well informed. He's not well informed. He watches Fox News, he watches CNN, he watches mainstream media, but he's not on Reddit. He's not on Twitter. At least if he's on Twitter, he's not like scrolling through the comments. He doesn't know just how much people have been memeing about when they get their comeuppance. How much people have been theorizing about who's going to get it and how they're going to get it and what we're going to do to them when they're exposed, and how world economies, financial systems, political dynasties be damned. We want the truth. And that resonated with everyone. Like you said, very much with like MAGA, like hardcore MAGA guys whose trailers are covered with flags, all the way to like cat boys on the internet. They're like, yeah let's find out.
The far left cares about this shit too. Like, most people care. Like, you can, it's hilarious seeing online so many like of the clearly taking money grifter accounts being like, Epstein, but it's time we move past this whole Epstein thing. It's time we move past it.
Tim Pool, famously paid off by the Russians to make propaganda, is now on Trump's side. Like, I'm not going to talk about the Epstein files anymore, but Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, like, there's a handful of right-wing influencers trying to help him bury it.
Ben Shapiro is a big time trying to bury a guy right now. Wonder where his allegiances lie.
And he's also done this enormous favor to Democrats, because like Democrats it's like a fucking mess right now. It's like a war for leadership of the party, and there's this like, it's like a Cold War, not really like a hot war, but there's like a power play going on right now. Like AOC and Bernie are doing the no oligarch thing, and they're trying to like set her up for 2028 maybe, and then you got the moderates over here that are trying to like temper the excesses of the left, and it's really hard to kind of get the Democratic Party on the same page right now. People have lost faith in Schumer and his ability to lead, and then this thing comes along, and now all of them are like, okay, we're just gonna fucking hammer this guy on this thing. So like Newsom's tweeting about it, Ro Khanna is adding amendments to bills to force the Republicans to like block a provision that would like ask the administration to release the list. And so even Pelosi came out today finally, and she said like they should release the files, and she's really like calculated, Machiavellian, and thoughtful about stuff. So the fact that she's doing that, she obviously sees that this is an enormous, like Shane Gillis is making jokes about it at the ESPY Awards, and then it's going super viral on social media the next day. Like, this is a story I think that transcends politics. And so like the Democrats are going to be able to kind of like, it's their job right now to like just keep it in the news for as long as they possibly can.